Hello, everyone. Welcome to my podcast, Real Talk, where we'll talk about all things real estate. Your host for tonight is myself, yours truly, Rodgers. I am a broker, realtor with Rodgers Real Estate. Please follow me at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Rodgers Realty. The topic of the day is first-time homebuyers. And by the way, if you've purchased a home before, this is just a refresher for you. We all can use refreshers. It's almost just a reiteration of things that we've learned. So to get right to it, first thing you want to do is select your agent. Of course, I'd be happy to work with you. I am obviously a broker and realtor. I've been in the real estate industry for about 8 years. I love what I do. I love helping families. I love just being a part of that experience. It just always makes me happy when I see families happy. I enjoy doing this. So if you want to use me on the real estate side, great. I'd be happy to help. Nonetheless, step 2 is get pre-approved for a mortgage. I am also a loan originator. I can help get you finance on the mortgage side. So when you're buying a house, you want to make sure you get financed. Some people have cash, but most of the time people need to get finance to buy a house. So what I do is help get you pre-approved. We look at your mortgage documents, W-2s, bank statements. You want to see, if you had a long work history, at least 2 years of work history. And those are some of the things that we need. And most importantly, you want to see where your credit score is. So those are some of the things that I will ask for when I get you started with a process. And by the way, you don't have to use me on the mortgage side, but I'm a one-stop shop. So it becomes a little convenient to work with me on both sides. You don't have to go searching for a realtor and a mortgage broker or credit union or bank. I'm a one-stop shop. So that's a plus. Nonetheless, once you get pre-approved, you want to tour homes that are within your pre-approved amount. So if you're pre-approved to say $200,000, we want to look for homes within that price range and below. We don't want to go looking for homes that are $220,000 because the seller's not going to want to take a price cut on their home. They want to sell it at the price that they listed it at. But if it's not worth that, we do a comparable market analysis. We find that it's not worth that. Then that's, I guess, excuse enough to look for homes in that price range. But other than that, you don't want to look for homes that are above your price range. You want to stay within pre-approved amount. Next is, once we find a dream home, we want to make an offer on it. We want to make a nice offer. In this market, a lot of people are bidding over. Lately, it's been a little competitive, but at least make an offer at list price if the comparable market analysis warrants that the house is worth the amount that you're making an offer on. So the house is again listed at $200,000 in this market. You want to probably make an offer at $200,000 or above. So next, once the offer is accepted, we want to get a home inspection. I can't stress enough how important a home inspection is needed. I am your realtor, but there's things that I just can't see in a home. For instance, I can't get up on the roof and inspect the roof. I just can't get up. I just can't do it because I'm not specialized in that area. But a home inspector, they can get up on the roof, check to see if shingles are in line, in place, see what type of work's been done in the past, things of that nature. Also, just really small microscopic things in a house that, again, I just can't see because I'm not specialized in that area. So you want to get a home inspector that'll be able to look at those things. So I definitely recommend getting the home inspector. I do have a list of home inspectors that can help you if you don't have a home inspector. You don't have to use them, but again, that's just something that I provide to my buyers so they don't have to go out looking for a home inspector. It just makes the process easy on them. Next is the title search. And the title search, which is done by a title company. Most deals I use Capital Title. They're pretty good. They're based out of Ann Arbor, but they're pretty good. A title company, what they do is, so they want to search for things called encumbrances. Those are just things like unpaid taxes, other liens on the property. You want to make sure that when we buy this property, that you're not stepping into something that you have no knowledge of. A title company or a title agent, they do the research on the property, make sure, there's no clouds. And when they perform that title search, we can see what's on the property, and we want to make sure in our contract that it states that seller is responsible for any unpaid taxes on it. So I'm here to help you through that process too, to make sure that it's in the contract. Next is the home appraisal. Every mortgage company wants to make sure that the money that they're financing or giving you for the property to help finance the property is worth the amount that they're giving you. So again, if you buy a house make an offer on a house for $200,000, we want to make sure that that house is worth $200,000. And so the mortgage company, they're going to send out an appraiser to see if that house is worth the amount. They're going to use more than likely homes that have sold in the last 6 months within a 2-mile radius to basically legitimize the home value that you're making an offer on. So that's the home appraisal process. Next is a homeowner's insurance. You want to make sure that you get homeowner's insurance. It's required in order to close out a deal on the real estate transaction. And it's just good. It's just good to have it because later on, when you buy a house and your home floods within the next 3 or 4 months, you're going to be glad that you got homeowner's insurance because it covers things like floods or things that happen within the internal and external part of the property. So that's always good to have. And then last, you want to do a final walkthrough. A final walkthrough is important because from the time you made an offer on the property and had it inspected, there's a long gap between closing and home inspection. In between time, there could be, the seller could have walked through the property and damaged something in between time. So a final walkthrough just lets us see the property before we sign on the dotted line. So if you come back through the final walkthrough and see something that wasn't there prior, we wanted to bring that up at closing to make sure that that's covered by the seller. And last, closing day, we want to bring certified closings funds to closing, whatever the bank or credit union or loan origination company tells you what your final cost to close are. That's what you bring to closing. And that's basically it in a nutshell. I'm not too long-winded, so this podcast is straightforward and to the point. I like to just break down things very quick and just answer questions that some of my or most home buyers have questions to. And that's the purpose of this podcast, to just educate. It's real simple and to the point. Nonetheless, I know this is a lot, especially for first-time home buyers, but you don't have to remember all these things because I'll be with you throughout the entire process. So you don't have to remember everything. I'm here to help and counsel and mentor and give you all the advice that you need throughout the process. And I'll, of course, email you to let you know, hey, the appraisals being ordered. We need to do X, Y, and Z. So you're not here alone. I'm here with you. And that's it. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time.